Welcome to the Payout Playbook, your go-to show for all things college football betting. I'm your host, Mikey Pick'em, also known as Michael Jascott, and today we're breaking down Week 8. If you're looking to get an edge on the sports book, or you just want to stay informed, you've come to the right place. So far this season, we were 23-19-1 against the spread and with over-unders. Last week, the following bets were made on the show. Georgia Southern +3, that was a push. They had a nice little comeback there. Looked like they were dead in the water for a while, but they did manage the push. Miami of Ohio -11.5 versus Akron. That's a win. The Ohio State University versus Illinois minus 14. The Ohio State. That was a win. And then two losses: Iowa State -3 and TCU -1.5. So what's going on this week in college football? We got your picks right here. First game: ECU Eastern Carolina -17. Against Tulsa with the over-under line of 55. Listen, Tulsa simply cannot score. Over the past 3 games, they've averaged 11 points a game. ECU, a bit of a mystery. 22-point win versus Army. 21-point loss at home versus BYU. 38-0 win at Coastal. And a 7-point loss at Tulane. They've been all over the place. I'm going ECU -17. That's the Thursday night game. Thursday, October 16th. Next, we have Houston -1.5 versus Arizona with a over-under line of 45.5. Listen, both teams are 4-2 against the spread. Arizona, the last 3 road games, have lost each by at least 15. Houston is 5-1, but their best win was at home versus Colorado. Lost big at home to a very good Texas Tech team. Houston has a stout defense, 25th in yards against nationally. Arizona likes to pass the ball, 21st nationally in attempts, but they got to be able to establish a run. Houston 26 nationally yards per rush allowed. I'm going with Houston -1.5. Let's see who the better team is. All right, we got UNLV, the Rebels, +11.5 traveling up to Boise. This should be a fun matchup on the blue turf. UNLV hasn't played much competition, but they have won 3 away games this season by an average of more than 10 points per game. But Boise is Boise, aren't they? The Broncos lost an early season matchup to startup USF and then lost this in South Bend 28-7. Gut feeling, 11.5 is a lot here against a hot UNLV Rebels football team. I'm taking Anthony Calandri and the Rebels. Let's go. UNLV +11.5. All right, we got App State -10 versus Coastal Carolina. App State has only played 2 home games this season, both victories. One against Oregon State and another versus Linwood? Yeah. The Chanticleers, on the other hand, have had an up-and-down year. 40-point loss at Old Dominion and a 38-0 loss at home versus ECU. I'm going with App State -10. All right, some more Sun Belt action. James Madison -2 against ODU, Old Dominion. James Madison is 3-0 at home. Their only loss this season at a decent Louisville squad. ODU, however, just lost to Marshall 48-24 and kept it close in Bloomington early in the season with a 13-point loss to the Hoosiers. They pummeled Coastal, Liberty, and Virginia Tech. Old Dominion is another enigma, but I feel comfortable saying JMU can win by a point or two. JMU -2 is the pick. All right, Maryland heads down to Southern California. Maryland, after a good 4-0 start, have lost 2 straight. Meanwhile, the Bruins started 0-4 and now under new management have won 2 straight. I'm going to take the over here, 51.5. Both quarterbacks are talented. I really enjoy watching 6'5" Malik Washington for the Terps. By the way, the spread is 3.5. UCLA is favored by 3.5, but I'm taking the over 51.5 here. All right, now 2 quick picks. Texas State -2.5 versus Marshall. I think Texas State is sneaky good. They can put up some points, so I'm taking them. The Bobcats. And then Ohio State, my Buckeyes, -25 up in MadTown. 41.5 points is the line for the total. Buckeyes may hit that by themselves. I mean, this is a terrible Wisconsin team. Luke Fickell is on the hot seat. I know he's an OSU guy. You know, he was interim coach for the Buckeyes about 15 years ago, maybe a little less than that. But Ohio State is probably going to cover, and I see the over hitting as well. All right, that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Payout Playbook. I hope these insights help you make smarter bets and maybe even win some money this weekend. Never miss an episode. Don't forget to follow us on social media and subscribe. Good luck with your bets. Enjoy Week 8.